Hi there, join me today when I'm at Pennington Flash Nature Reserve. Now, I've been to Pennington Flash a few times, but I really love coming back here because it's only about 45 minutes from where I live and there's lots of great opportunities, and what's even better is it's completely free other than a small car parking charge. Dotted around the place there are lots of hides that you can visit. There's this great lake here behind me and you can already see lots of birds there on the lake. So today I know I'm going to have a great time, so come along with me and I know that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. Now, what I really love about Pennington Flash is you're always guaranteed seeing lots of birds. There's a group of moot swans just here. There's coots out on the water. Some Canada geese have just swum past. I've seen a wood pigeon in a tree and then a black-headed gull out on the water. And I've literally only just got out of the car. And so there's a wealth of photographic opportunities here and I've barely even started yet. I've got lots of photographs now of these birds here behind me, so I think it's time now to move a little bit deeper into the reserve. So I've come into my first hide of the morning, and this particular hide overlooks a small lake. Now, the beauty of the hides here at Pennington Flash is they're always really quiet. The majority of people that come here have a walk around, and there's also an adventure playground for young children. There's a few people in the car park, but it is the beginning of January on a Friday morning, and so there's not a great deal of people here that are dedicated to sitting in hides. So you've virtually got them to yourself. And so I'm going to sit here for a little while and see what I can see. Well, I've had a lovely time just here in this hide. I've spent about half an hour, and every so often the sun just pokes through the clouds and that helps with shutter speeds, but it's also catching some of the leaves on the trees around the outside of the lake. There was a particularly nice red leaf tree that was catching the sun, and also some bulrushes as well that were catching the sun. So they've made for nice photographs in their own right. Now, I've also seen lots of different species of birds, some that I can't actually identify, and you know how bad I am at identifying birds. So what I'll do is I'll identify them when I get home and I'll tell you about them now. Now it turns out my mystery birds are not that uncommon after all, but I was just reluctant to make an identification because of the female here on the screen was slightly unfamiliar to me. They are reed buntings. Now you can see as the male comes into the frame that they're more distinctive, and I'm more familiar with these birds because they appear in my back garden, but I was just not willing to quite commit to making the identification, but they are a lovely bird that can be found in just this kind of habitat. Now this hide here is normally alive with birds. They usually put a lot of feed out for them, but unfortunately it's flooded at the moment, so I guess that they can't get to the bird tables and the feeders to put the food out for the birds, so it's just not as busy. Now that's not to say that I've not seen some birds. I've just seen 3 or 4 dunnock on the floor, just looking for scraps of seeds that might be about, so I've got some photographs of those. A robin paid a visit, and there's some more hens and coots milling about as well, so there are still birds about, but they're just not as abundant as they would normally be. These openings here are not quite big enough to put the camera through on the tripod, so what I've done is I've improvised myself a little bit of a beanbag. I've taken my hat off and I'm using that as a bit of a support to move the camera around, and it's quite steady. Just here I've come slightly off the main path into this little bit of woodland, and there's an amazing amount of robins. I must have counted about 10 individuals, and because there's so many of them, they're always landing in very photographic places to really make the most of how they look and make them feel really natural. Now I think they must get fed as well, because there's a few feed tables just here, and they're obviously very tame because of the amount of people that are about, but it's great for taking photographs. Well, this has been another lovely location. This hide has got a lovely view over this little bit of water. Unfortunately, the birds are a little bit further away, but I still think I've managed to get some shots, and a heron flew over as well, so hopefully I've got a shot of that too. Now, as well as the heron that I'll show you at the end of the video, I also saw a flock of gooseanders on the other side of the lake. Now, unfortunately, they were a long way away, and so I couldn't get a very good photograph, but they are a very distinctive bird, but they are also easily confused with a merganser, and the merganser is a lot less common, so I'm fairly confident in identifying these as gooseanders. There are 2 very tame swans just here, right next to the path, and quite a big family have just come past, and one of them had a dog, and these 2 didn't bother at all. It just goes to show how used they are to people being around and how tame they are. Well, I've had a great morning here, so what I'll do now is I'll leave you with some of my favourite photographs. Well, I've had a really super morning here at Pennington Flash. It never ceases to disappoint when I visit here, and I've certainly enjoyed myself. I've seen lots of different birds. They've been so easy to photograph, especially those robins that came right up to the camera. It's just been thoroughly enjoyable, and I can't wait to come back again. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that video, and if you have, let me know down below in the comments, or nip over to my Instagram or Vero account, that's at Oakden Photography. Leave me your comments there, and you can also see lots of my photographs. Now, if you like what I do on the channel and want to help support me to make future content like this, then you can also visit my Teespring store. There I've got a range of merchandise on offer, so head off over there, because a purchase really does help me out, and it's very much appreciated. But you don't have to spend any money at all to support the channel. You can do that simply by clicking like, subscribe and the bell notifications. Really helps me out, and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next week's video, that goes live on Sunday. In the meantime, go and check out this video just up here. But all that's left now from lovely Pennington Flash is to say, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.